Welcome to our deep dive, everyone. All right, so get ready because today we are taking a deep dive into the upcoming V75 races at Halmstad. And let me tell you, this one is looking like it could be a real nail-biter.
Absolutely. 7 races, all of them with the potential for some pretty major upsets.
We've got a ton of expert analysis, some inside scoops, and even some whispers about those, dark horse contenders that could really shake things up.
Yeah, and one of the most interesting things about Halmstad is its reputation for, well, unpredictable track conditions, especially this time of year.
Oh, so you're saying we could be in for anything from a dry and fast track to a muddy mess.
Exactly. And that's gonna play a big role in how we look at each of these races.
Okay, so right off the bat, we've got a wild card. V75 won. That's the silver division, and the betting is, well, it's all over the place.
Yeah, it's completely spread out. And that tells us right away that this race is wide open. But if we really dig into the data, a few names do keep popping up.
Yeah.
Well, Mulberry is usually a strong contender in this division, but the switch to shoes this time is raising some eyebrows.
Shoes.
Yeah, they can really impact a horse's gait and traction, And especially on a track like Halmstad, which, well, could be slick. That could be a real disadvantage.
Ah, so even a small detail like that could change the odds.
Absolutely. And then Denko's Galliano is another one that people are looking at as a serious threat. It finished with some incredible speed in its last race.
So if it can replicate that here.
It could very well be in the winner's circle.
Okay, a real come-from-behind champion. But what about those horses that, that like to set the pace right from the start?
Well, in that case, keep an eye on Under Armour.
Right.
Its trainer has been very, very vocal about how well this horse has been training.
So they're feeling good about this one.
Yeah, really confident. And it also has a good starting position, which could give it that early edge.
Okay, so we've got a potential front runner. We've got a strong closer. Anything else we should be thinking about for V75-1?
Don't count out Run Nicola. It's been putting up some really solid performances lately.
Oh, so it's a contender.
Well, it's got one big challenge. It's starting from a pretty tough position, so if it can overcome that, it could be a real dark horse worth backing.
Okay, so let's move on to V75-2. It's a Class 2 race, but with a twist. It's over a longer distance, 2,640 meters.
Yeah, so stamina is really going to be put to the test. And in this race, the name that's coming up again and again is Nice Run.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one.
It's on a winning streak right now, and its starting speed is phenomenal.
So you're thinking you could take an early lead and just control the whole race?
That's definitely a possibility.
But in a longer race like this, I mean, there's got to be some other horses who are, hoping to break Nice Run's stride.
There are, for sure. Icaro Petznelli, for example, it's got a real strong record on its home turf.
Yeah, home field advantage is definitely a factor.
It is. And then we've got Gourmet Baroda. This horse is known for its incredible stamina.
Oh, so even if it doesn't take an early lead, it's got the power to stay in it?
Yeah.
Maybe wear the others down.
Exactly. And then there's McElroy.
McElroy.
Yeah. It's been showing flashes of real brilliance, and its starting position's not bad. It's a bit of a long shot, but if everything falls into place,
It could pull off an upset. I like it. Okay, so V75-2 is a mix of seasoned champions, home track favorites, and those underdog contenders. Let's talk about V75-3, the Gould Division.
This is the one everyone's waiting for, the return of Ernest Prince.
I mean, this horse is a legend. It's got to be the one to beat.
It is, without a doubt, world-class horse.
But wait, didn't it lose his last race?
It did, but most people are saying that was a fluke.
So you're saying don't write off the champion just yet?
Exactly. This horse is still a force to be reckoned with, but that doesn't mean the competition will be easy.
Oh, of course not. So who do we have stepping up to face Ernest Prince?
Well, Betting Pacer is one that could make things interesting. It's known for performing really well after a break, and it's got the speed to challenge for the lead early on.
So it's potentially a battle for the front position right out of the gate.
Potentially. And then we've got Night Rod. Fast starter. It might not have the stamina to keep up with Ernest Prince over the entire distance, but it could definitely push the pace early on.
Okay, so a champion looking to reclaim its throne, and some real contenders who are ready to challenge it.
It's going to be a good one.
All right, let's switch gears a little bit. V75-4. This is a race for the 3-year-old mares.
This is where it gets really unpredictable. I mean, you know these younger horses, they're full of potential, but they're also prone to moments of inexperience. Let's just say that.
So The youthful energy of the racing world. So who should we be watching in this one?
Global Feather is the name that's on everyone's short list. It's been putting on some pretty amazing displays of speed and control lately.
So they're thinking this one could be a real front runner.
Yeah, definitely has the potential to take an early lead and dictate the pace of the whole race. But there are a couple others worth considering as well.
Okay, let's hear it. Who are these potential upsetters?
Well, there's Kronprinz SM, really good form right now, and it's got a pretty favorable starting position. And then there's Only Love.
Only Love. Interesting name.
It is. And, well, a lot of people believe it's been deliberately held back in recent races, maybe saving its energy for a big performance here at Halmstad.
Oh, I see. Okay, so we could see a real surprise burst from Only Love.
You never know.
All right, on to V75-5, the Diamonds Do It. And this one has a real twist, something that's throwing a lot of people off.
The staircase starting system. It's it's designed to give an advantage to horses with lower earnings, basically trying to level the playing field a bit. One name that keeps coming up, Nicky Lane.
This horse must be something special then.
It really is, and there's a lot of belief that it can overcome the hurdle of a less than ideal starting position.
Okay, so a true champion in the making. But surely there are some other contenders in this race, right?
There are. Flying Drumsticks, for example. It's a really fast starter. Could be going for a repeat of its recent win, led from start to finish.
Another one of those front-runner strategies. I see a theme here.
Yeah, it does seem to be popular at Halmstad.
So is anyone going to challenge these speed demons?
Well, Monroe's Wine is a really consistent performer, and it recently switched to a new racing cart.
Ooh, a souped-up racing cart. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got established stars, fast starters, and I bet there's a wild card or two in there as well.
There is, actually. Don't forget about Ultraviolet.
Wow.
It's a recent winner that's now in new hands, so a bit of a wild card.
Okay, so V75-5, a real nail-biter. And now for what seems like the most puzzling race of the day, V75-6.
This one, yeah. It's a Volstart race, which already adds a level of unpredictability. But to make things even trickier, it's a mix of horses from Class 3 and Class 1.
A mixed class race.
It's supposed to make for a more balanced field, but it also makes it incredibly difficult to analyze.
Okay, so if the experts are struggling, what hope do we have?
Well, we can look at the, individual horse strengths and the potential driver strategies. For instance, Soulmate Pellini and Kathmandu Meras are both strong contenders, but their starting positions in this particular race might be a problem.
So even the top horses could be facing an uphill battle.
That's right, which means this race is, it's ripe for an upset. And Celebrity Broline is another one that could be underestimated. It performs really well with its current driver. And then there's DeChambeau. This horse has the raw ability to win, but it's all about whether everything falls into place or not.
So V75-6, the wild card of the day. A well-placed bet on an underdog here could have a big payoff. All right, finally we arrive at V75-7, the bronze division, a short-distance sprint over 1,640 meters.
These short-distance races, they're known for being a bit chaotic. It's all about speed, quick decisions, and a bit of luck.
So who are the speed demons in this one? Who should we be watching out for?
Balotelli Face is the likely front runner. This horse just loves to be in front, and in a short race like this, that early speed can make all the difference. It's the one to beat, for sure.
But we've seen plenty of surprises already today. Yeah. Is there anyone who you think could challenge Balotelli Face?
Well, Kendall Jackson is in top form right now, and some people think it's being overlooked. And then there's Jack's Journey, won its last two races, coming in with a lot of confidence.
Okay, so experience, speed, confidence.
Exactly. And then there's one more to consider,
Time Square. Okay, it's recently switched to a new trainer, and it's been showing real signs of improvement. It's also got a top driver, and it's now using an American sulky, which is designed for speed and maneuverability.
Oh, wow. New training, top driver, souped-up racing cart. Sounds like a recipe for success.
It could be. You never know where that next surprise is going to come from.
All right. Well, there you have it. All 7 races.
This Halmstad V75 is shaping up to be a real spectacle, full of twists and turns and definitely some potential upsets. It's going to be a thrilling ride. Okay, so let's shift gears for a second and talk about those hidden gems.
Yeah.
The underdog contenders that could really turn the V75 on its head. The ones that could really surprise people.
Yeah. One that comes to mind right away is McElroy in V75 too. I mean, it's up against some really tough competition, but it has shown glimpses of real talent, and its starting position's not bad.
Okay, so it's a long shot, but not completely out of the question.
Exactly. And the potential payoff, if McElroy pulls it off, would be huge.
Right. And of course, we can't talk about underdogs without talking about V75-6, that mixed class race that has everyone scratching their heads. Any potential surprises hiding in that one?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is the race where a smart bet on an underdog could really, really pay off. And don't forget about Celebrity Brolin. It's often underestimated, but it's got a good history with its current driver, so it could be a dark horse to keep an eye on.
Any other hidden gems that we should be thinking about?
Well, in V75-7, Times Square is an interesting one. It's it's switched trainers recently, and it's been showing some real improvement. And now with the addition of that American sulky, it could be in for a real breakout performance.
So new training, new equipment, a top driver. That's a lot of positive factors going for it.
It is, and that's what's so great about these Halmstad races. You just never know. That next surprise could be anywhere. Yeah, well, in V75-2, there are a couple of sources that are talking about Oberon Warframe as a potential upset. They think that this horse has more to offer than its recent performances might suggest. And with a new driver, Carl Johan Jepsen, they see a real opportunity for a strong showing.
Yeah, new driver can definitely shake things up. Sometimes it's all about finding that perfect match between horse and driver to really unlock that horse's full potential.
Right, that chemistry can be huge.
So in V75-2, there's a lot of buzz around Nice Run. Multiple sources are recommending it as a top pick. Some are even saying it could be a potential single. They're really impressed with that recent winning streak and that incredible starting speed. They think that could give it a real edge over that longer distance.
Right. It makes sense. So Nice Run is the one to beat in V75-2. What else is catching their eye?
Well, in V75-4, Global Feather is another one that's generating a lot of excitement. Sources are pointing to its potential to grab that early lead, and they're also highlighting those consistent performances. They're thinking it could be another potential single.
Okay, so we've got two potential singles to really anchor those V75 tickets. Nice Run in V75-2. Global Feather in V75-4. So be flexible. Be ready to adjust your strategies based on the latest information that you get. Don't be afraid to think outside the box a little bit. Explore some of those less obvious contenders, the horses that maybe the casual bettor might overlook.
Pay attention to those driver strategies. Remember, those split-second decisions can really make all the difference in a close race. And most importantly, have fun with it. V75 it's a challenging game, but it's incredibly rewarding. So do your research, trust your instincts, and hey, maybe you'll be the one celebrating a big win at home.
Good luck, everyone, and enjoy the races.